And we are live. This is session 6 of our My Little Pony campaign. It's been over a month and a half since our last game, so we'll see if anybody has any idea what's going on. So let's go ahead and get started. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
We made it to a room.
I remember a tower thing.
Yeah, there was a room with the two statues, and we found a book.
That was the session before.
Yeah, no, that was quite a bit. We got out into the grassy area, and then we made it up into a watchtower thing, and there was a note from the person who said something about wanting to traps or explosions or something. Let's see. Open up the journal. So it was the lookout tower note. Let's see. Yeah. The teeny explosion, and he was stuck there on guard duty. Yeah. He also wanted to set more traps because insects were coming back with a vengeance.
I noticed you've just assumed their gender there.
Gerbers. Assumed whose gender?
Moonstone Glow's gender.
I don't remember saying a gender. But...
You did. You said he several times.
Probably.
But no, Moonstone Glow is a female. Not that you know that,
Makes
but now
sense.
you do.
Well,
yay for spoilers.
She did that.
Yes. Do you remember how you got into this tower?
There was a scorpion. There was an adorable scorpion that people killed.
Oh yeah.
You didn't kill it.
Well, yeah, you knocked it something, but there was an adorable scorpion.
And you were one of the main ones shooting at it, I'll remind you.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
It was you and Sugar Song. But yeah, you guys spent most of last section trying to figure out how to get past a spike pit with a scorpion on the other side, and then made your way up into this tower here where you found the note that's been previously mentioned, as well as a decent chunk of gear found in this room. So I'm not seeing the gear listed on the chat, so let me go ahead and throw that in there. And you guys need to make sure to note which parts of the gear each of you are getting, so that you can update your sheets. Let's see. There you go. So there is a far glass. There are 3 potions of cure moderate wounds. There is a +1 heavy crossbow with endless ammunition, which obviously would be Sugar Song's, given she is the crossbow expert. And if you check your character sheet, Wayne, I actually did update your character sheet with that. So you should see that under your weapons section now. It should be called, what did I call it? Something or other. Anyway, it's going to be a named weapon, so it won't be called +1 heavy crossbow with endless ammunition.
Cool.
But it should be the only new weapon in your weapons section that has a name. And then you also found 300... Sea Breeze, that's it. Yep. And so the +1 is pretty straightforward, you know how that works. And then the endless ammunition means that every time you crank it back, it magically summons an arrow into the slot. So you do not have to keep track of arrows or anything, because they are magic now. And then you also found 300 feet of silk rope. And then, of course, the most important thing was probably the note. And then looking out the windows, it's kind of hard to see. The storm is still whipping around. You can hear thunder and lightning. Occasionally a shingle off the roof will go clattering down onto the ground below, shattering into tiny shards in the grass below you. The tower seems to be about 50. Well, it's about 3 stories. So let's say a story is 10 feet. So it's about 30 to ish feet above the ground. And you can see a little bit in the distance toward the north. You can see the outline of a building, and then around you, you can see the grass and trees and shrubbery being whipped about in the wind and rain. And then toward the south, you can see the storm that you spotted from the boat that washed you overboard, and the crashing waves all around the island still pounding into the cliff walls. Because, as you would remember, the island is surrounded entirely by cliffs, so it is very difficult to access the actual land part of it. Yeah. So that's where you are
So
right
if we
now.
run into the knights who say knee, we know where to go for some shrubbery.
I'm sure that is an accurate thing that you just said.
Do we have Abe, by the way?
Yep.
Yep, he's here. Alright, I want the silk rope. Should have been faster.
Okay.
You should also push to talk, because we can't hear him.
To be fair, he was just talking kind of to me, but yeah, he should let everybody see it. Hear what he's saying. He wanted the silk rope. How long was the silk rope? Or does it matter?
300.
In the chat, I pasted it in there, so you can see it.
It is 300 feet.
Correct.
Okay, cool. That's mine. I want it.
Just wait, it'll cool off.
I also want the fart glass.
Right, you should look up what that does, because that actually has some abilities attached to it. But basically, the Farglass acts like a telescope, meaning that you can see very far distances, of course, but then also, once per day, you can activate a clairvoyance/clairaudience spell using the Farglass, meaning that you can pick a location that you can see through the lens, and then as long as you keep the lens trained on that spot, and it can move with it. So let's say there was a ship, way off in the distance. You could use it once per day to cast that spell, and you could not only see but also hear what was going on the boat, as long as you kept it trained on the boat.
Ooh.
So, a very useful little piece of kit there. And then, of course, also, as you can see around you, there are a number of different alchemical supplies, so I would imagine, Cinnamon Star, that you stock up on ingredients for your bombs and potions and poultices and etc.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Cinnamon Bubbles wants one of the cure moderate wounds.
Okay. There are 2 left, so someone should grab them. Or someone's.
I'm also going to take one.
A wise choice.
Okay, do you want me to keep track
I'll
of
grab one too.
your character
Right,
stuff
there we go.
on something, or do you want a document for that?
I think I've got a document. Somewhere.
I'm going to use my fire glass to, I don't know, look around the island.
Okay. It's pretty dark, being the middle of the night at this point, and the storm overhead having, blocked out the light from the moon for the most part. But you can see basically what I've already described,
Okay.
just from closer up.
Cool. Are there any, bunnies or
Yeah.
I don't know, crabs or birds?
Not so much the crabs, because there's really no beach regions for them. There are a few of the smaller crabs that kind of crawl around on the rocks, but you can't really see them from where you are. Because you don't have a good view of the cliff faces. But you can see some various small animal life, nothing very large, but there are various rabbits and seabirds and other things about on the island, but most of them are hunkered down due to the storm. One thing you do notice for certain is over to your, what would this be, northwest, there seems to be some sort of a pond. And then, as previously noted, to the north, you can see a building.
Cool. Well, guys, I think we should go to that building to the north. Are there any doors in this tower?
There is a trapdoor that you use to access the tower, and then other than that, there are just windows on all sides.
Are there windows that we could climb out of?
Yes, they are definitely climb-outable size.
Cool. I want to climb out of the window.
Okay, none of them seem to be designed to open very easily, but they don't look particularly sturdy, so if you are ready to just, like, break one open, it should be easy enough to do. Just chuck a crate through it. You're just gonna chuck one of the crates through it?
Don't break the
I'm just
window.
gonna chuck a crate through it. I'm gonna pick up the crate.
What if we don't? What if we don't?
But
They're gonna let the storm in here. And like, this is kind of our only safe place at the moment.
dang it. Fine. Can I take one of those swords
Thank
off the
you.
wall?
You could, however, they are purely decorative and basically useless in combat.
Cool. I want one anyways.
Alright, you are now carrying a high-grade lead sword in your backpack.
That can't be light.
It is not.
That's fine. I like it anyways.
Okay. And when you get lead poisoning...
Fall in the water, you'll be the first one to drown. Are you sure you want to carry that?
It might be
Just
useful
think like
later.
a lead weight.
It'll be useful later.
That's
gonna
what
keep
you
it.
always say.
What was that noise?
Hey, if we need an anchor.
I think it was like the you point your fingers at the other person and go.
It was an attempt on that, while also trying not to like drown and choke on my own spit because I'm salivating because I'm eating a delicious chocolate cupcake right now.
You butt.
Alright, well, since you won't let me break a window, how about we go down and go through that other door that led us into a building?
Okay.
Alright.
We go down the trapdoor.
You are down the trapdoor. Excuse me, I'm choking.
Don't die.
Maybe.
Please don't die.
Do we want to try to fish that scorpion out?
And do what with it? Other than be
I don't know,
stung
should we, like,
repeatedly.
tame
You get my pet!
Yeah, we might-
You get my pet!
Search its body for something useful.
I think we've already been over this, and
still
the answer is you
alive.
could try, but it's a scorpion. I'm not sure what you're gonna find.
It's also not dead.
There's also that.
Can I harvest its poison?
You're welcome to try.
Baby, it's not dead.
Well, it's got an X on it.
That doesn't mean it's dead, it just means it can't hurt us right now.
I
wanna
would have to like roll to like try and harvest the poison.
You could do that. You'd also need to figure out how to get down into the pit, because the pit is 25 feet.
Brother,
I
you don't
asked.
want the poison. You don't even have anything to do with the poison.
I wanted.
Please don't let him go down. My brother may be a very good shot, but he can be a little silly. Please don't let him go down in there with the scorpion.
I would assume that you took the rope, Minty Chips.
Yeah, I took the rope with me.
Alright, Caramel
I'm not
Kisses
giving it to him.
Caramel Kisses is also going to cross the rope. which is this brown line that you guys can see there, where you ran a rope across the pit so as not to have to scoot along the little edge.
Yeah,
Make sure
'cause
you
there's that
watch
fire.
out for that fire.
Now that thing's already gone off. On your monkey's face.
Can it go off again? No.
It might. But I think it was disabled. If not, it's probably safe.
Go ahead, do it. It's probably safe.
Womp womp.
Come on, guys. Let's forget about the scorpion. Let's just go. We need to get to that other building.
Yep, I'm ignoring the
See what's going
scorpions.
on.
I'm gonna keep going.
Fine.
Let's go.
And Cinnamon Star is taking a nap.
My monkey is hidden by cinnamon bubbles. There we go.
I'm taking a nap.
That's the sound my monkey made when someone stepped on him.
Don't eat.
There
No,
we
you
go.
can't eat it. Stop it. No.
Who's eating what?
Cinnamon Bubbles is trying to eat the mushroom dude.
We've been over this before. He's not food. He's a friend.
He'll give me powers.
This isn't Mario.
Alright. So, everyone can go back to where they were here, and then roll a reflex save.
I thought we cleared out all the traps in this area. Oh my gosh.
But as you're walking under that area where the roof had previously collapsed a little bit, and then you'd used a bomb to open up the grating, and the roof had shaken even more. Now, as you pass under it, everyone can do a reflex save to try and not die.
Just a second.
I have to figure out what...
I have to do what I'm doing before I forget.
Caramel Kisses reflexes.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
You said rolling 1 d20 plus 8.
Okay, I'll fix that. Because I don't want... That's better. Probably not good enough, but still better.
Okay. Yep, everyone made it for half damage. Except Rebecca's still typing, so we'll see about her.
Wait, please roll for me.
Okay. There you go.
It is very hard to type one-handed.
Okay, so everyone but Cinnamon Star is going to take half damage. So 11 damage for everyone except Cinnamon Star, who takes 22. As a large chunk of the roof once again collapses, which I should actually show here. Boop, let's see. There we go. Pelting you with stone and bits of the wood that was supporting the roof there, and the rain from outside begins pouring in through the hole, and you can actually see all the way out to the storm above you.
Well,
but
donkey spittle.
most of you were able to get enough out of the way to take relatively small amount of damage and pull yourselves out of the rubble. So, could have been a lot worse.
Well, that hurt.
Am I buried?
Where is your character? Yeah, you'd be buried. Since you didn't succeed in your roll, but... Yeah.
Walk over and help my twin out of the rubble.
Okay.
Thanks, Bubbles. Or Cinnamon, I guess. No, Cinnamon's our technically last name, so it is Bubbles,
Yes.
right?
Correct. As long as you are
helping remove
close
the
friends.
I hope so.
I would hope my twin brother is a close friend.
Yes, as siblings, you would definitely call each other by your first name. Now, whether or not you would take umbrage to other people in the party calling you by your first name, that is up to where you think you guys are in your friendship path.
Mr. Grabby, grab the rocks and start helping. Come on.
I'm gonna help. Yes, I'm helping. Helping!
Alright, yep. After a few minutes, you lift a couple of larger rocks and, work together to wedge a board under there, and Cinnamon Star is able to get out relatively none the worse for wear. A few bruises and whatnot, but nothing that she hasn't been through before, being an experienced dungeoneer.
Woohoo!
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate the help there.
No problem. Wait, did that dead crocodile just move?
It plays dead as soon as you notice it.
I am running for my life. Bye, y'all!
Can I aim my pistols at the crocodile and threaten it?
As soon as you do, it scoots back to its old place and plays dead again.
We never figured out what to do with this stone, have we?
No, you actually haven't even talked much about possibilities or any sort of thoughts on it. You've just kind of ignored it so far.
Hey guys, what do you think about this weird stone with numbers on it? Seems weird to me.
So are we just gonna ignore the moving crocodile?
Hey, it's playing dead back where it's supposed to be. I think it's fine. If it moves again, then we'll kill it.
Try to defeat it.
Did you say we can feed it?
Snazzy gets out of the water and he goes, "Does anybody have an oil can? This briny water really isn't agreeing with the old gears."
I've got jelly beans and cotton balls.
Afraid that won't help much. I suppose I will just have to wait. I certainly will need to get this taken care of, though. I wouldn't want to rust up again.
I can see how that would be very disappointing. Do you want a necklace of hairy legs?
I prefer my legs non-hairy. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's fair. Alright guys, so numbers, not my thing. Smart people with glasses, what do you think?
Yes.
You can do that into the microphone, you know.
You have seen this before. It is a large stone tablet on top of bit of a pedestal, and it has 3 spaces along the top, and then the numbers 0 through 9 below those spaces in glowing runes.
Can I push on one of the runes?
Which one would you like to push on?
6.
Alright, a 6 appears in the first slot.
Cool. I'm gonna push on 6 again.
Alright, a 6 appears in the second slot so that it now reads 6-6.
Cool. I'm gonna reach toward the 6 again.
Don't put another 6.
But guys, I feel like this is the right combination. I'm inching slowly closer to the 6.
Well, I guess.
Sorry, her nose buried in a book at this point.
Always trust your instinct.
I push on the 6 again.
Alright, a 6 appears in the third slot, and they all blink red 3 times before then going out entirely. And you suddenly hear a crunching and snapping sound to your left.
Oh, that does not sound good.
Looking in that direction, you see a crystalline pony suddenly... It's not... What? How do I... What layer do I have this on?
The right one.
I can't select it. What's happening?
Try the other layer.
I've tried all the layers. Okay.
And look, the wall just disappeared.
Why I could not select it through that, I don't have any idea. Alright. Now I can do it. Suddenly the crystalline pony comes to life, and it is going to blast you with... Where did my sheep go? There we go.
This is not going to end well, guys.
Put up this guy.
I don't have a lot of life.
Where is it?
I'm gonna die.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, babe.
You're welcome.
There we go. It's going to blast a 30-foot cone of sonic damage out of its horn. So, who all would be caught in said 30-foot cone?
Can I
That would be everyone except Cinnamon Bubbles. So everyone except Cinnamon Bubbles, please make a reflex save.
And this is why we don't enter 666 into these weird pedestal diamond ponies.
But it felt so right.
My flesh! It's burning! It's burning!
It's sonic damage, so nobody's flesh is burning.
Just their eyeballs are boiling out of their heads.
Alright, I still need one either from or for Rebecca.
My character?
I need one for Mr. Grabby.
I rolled for Rebecca.
Okay. I need one from Mr. Grabby as well. And who else is in the cone? Caramel Kisses. Okay, Caramel Kisses has a reflex of 4. Oh, nice.
So while it attacks y'all, can I shoot it?
Nope, this would be the surprise round. And since none of you were expecting a crystalline statue to come to life and blast you with sonic damage, it gets to go first, and then we'll roll for initiative, and then we'll see when you act in initiative order. Snazzy has a reflex of +4. Alright, so let's see who succeeded. Sugar Song succeeded. Mr. Grabby did not. So the only ones who succeeded and are going to be taking half damage are Sugar Song and Caramel Kisses. Alright, so now for damage.
Now we return to our regularly scheduled damage.
Alright, so that is going to be 10 points of damage for Sugar Song and Caramel Kisses, and 21 points of damage for everyone else. Or no, you round up, so it's going to be 11 points of damage for Sugar Song and Caramel Kisses, and 21 points of damage for everyone else.
Just an FYI, everybody, I am at 3 points health points.
Now or like after the
After the attack.
okay. We should go to that.
Did you say 20 points for everyone else?
21.
21, okay.
11 points for those who succeeded, which is Sugar Song and Caramel Kisses, and 21
Yeah.
for everyone
Initiative.
else.
Okay.
And then the statue resets.
In the
but
middle
its
of those three.
The statue then resets itself into its original position, but its eyes are now glowing red.
Let's not do that again.
I think we definitely need the right combination, guys.
Any
Mr. Grabby,
guesses?
are you okay?
I'm pretty sure Mr. Grabby is dead.
Mr. Grabby has 6 hit points left.
Oh, he's not
Hey,
dead.
he's
Okay.
doing better than I am.
Good for him.
So, I suggest that we carefully go past the probably dead alligator and use the healing things again.
I agree. Can we just say that we do that, or are we? Gonna,
Yeah. So
like, die
as you
later?
go past, I would assume that you are paying attention to the alligator to see if it
Yes.
moves again. So you see it occasionally like open one eye to peek at you, but then it sees it, as soon as it sees you looking at it, it closes it again and sticks out its tongue, like it's dead
Oh my
and it's
gosh,
all rolled
guys,
on its back.
It's so cute.
And
Can
then
we keep
it'll peek again, and if it sees you looking, it closes its eye again. And
I
so
want to try to feed it chicken.
Can we keep
So
it?
I start throwing like chicken nuggets at it.
Does anyone have like animal taming?
not sure, but if you throw a chicken nugget at it, it kind of like looks at it and it peeks. It like peeks after it gets hit by it, and it looks at the chicken nugget and then looks at you guys, and then it like tries to grab it with its tongue and just barely catches it on the tip and like sucks it in and then sticks its tongue back out and plays dead again.
I'm gonna feed it like a couple of jelly beans.
Okay. So you're like walking up to it to feed it, or how are you feeding
I'm
it?
gonna kind of like toss the jelly bean at it.
Okay. So pretty similar. It kind of like hits it, except this time you hit it like right in its nostril, and it gets like stuck inside of its nose, and it starts like wriggling its nose, trying to get it out without making it obvious that it's doing so. And then after a couple of minutes, it just sneezes and shoots the jelly bean across the room into the wall.
Aww, it's so cute, guys! I want to keep it! Alright, does anyone have handle animal, or tame animal, or whatever it'd be called?
I think it would be handle animal.
I'm gonna stare at Sugar Song because she has a pet monkey.
I do not have handle animal, ironically.
Do you have handle animal?
I do not. I checked.
Yes, you do. Right there. Handle animal plus 5.
Oh, I'm blind. Alright, so I'm gonna try and capture it and tame it.
So how are you capturing it? You gonna go crocodile hunter on it, try to jump on its mouth and hold it closed?
I have a net.
Yes. No,
And a
I
rope.
prefer the crocodile hunter
Okay.
style.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, can I borrow your rope?
Yes. Cool. I'm gonna give him my 300 feet of silk rope.
Okay. It's playing dead, so it's actually pretty easy to tie it up.
Can I suggest that he like ties it with like a little like halter?
I'm gonna create a little harness, and then for now until I know it's safe, I'm gonna put a muzzle on it.
Okay.
That's a good choice.
Okay. So once at first it's very tense. It's assuming that you're gonna kill it, and then when you don't, it kind of like opens one eye, and then it opens the other eye, and then it kind of just like. What you do? What?
I'm petting its nose now it has a muzzle on.
Yeah, and then it sees you, and then you pet its nose, and it starts like slapping the water with its tail, like a happy tail wag, but an alligator tail wag.
That's friendly.
I'm going to like push a little jelly bean in its mouth.
Okay. It eats it, and then it looks at you.
I'm gonna pet its cute little head.
All right.
Do I need
you
to
guys...
roll for handling it?
Sure. Let's see how well you train it to not eat ponies.
Whoops. Oh no.
Why are you having so much trouble rolling? There we go. Yeah, you are pretty darn successful. So this thing seems to have been well tamed, and you can now lead it around on your little leash that you created for it.
Yay!
Now you just have to name it.
Steve.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
There we go. You now have the crocodile named Steve. Alright, so then you guys head back to the fountain, and who all is drinking out of it?
I am.
I am.
Alright.
You should be able to click on it and move it.
I think I am.
I'm trying.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thomas might not have switched over control of it to you yet.
Mr. Grabby definitely should.
Oh, you guys want to be able to control the alligator? Okay, give me a second. Where?
Little Steve.
Controlled by... Well, let me set it. Oh, there we go. Just took a while. There we go. Alright, you should all be able to control the alligator now. Alright, so who's drinking out of it first?
I am.
Alright, you are healed to full.
Woot!
Who's next?
Mr. Grabby, Mr. Grabby.
Mr. Grabby is healed to full.
Dead.
Yay!
Alright, who's next?
I'll drink.
Cinnamon Star.
Alright, Cinnamon Star is healed to full.
I guess I'll drink last.
You are healed to full. What about Sugar Song?
Me too, me too.
Alright, and healed to full. Is it everyone?
Yeah! I think.
Well, I guess Caramel Kisses would also drink out of it. And Caramel Kisses is healed to more than full. Caramel Kisses receives the benefits of False Life Spell, meaning that she now has extra hit points.
Nice.
Lucky.
Extra what?
Hit points.
Nice.
Alrighty, so now you guys are all heading up the stair, or, well, we'll just cut back to, okay, you have made your way back to the room The pony on the left still has its eyes glowing red, and the pillar in the center has reset so that there are no numbers in the 3 open spaces.
Does anyone have any idea what these numbers might be?
I mean, the only thing is, I saw in the journal, it's 225 years every time the pirate lords come. I don't know if that's legitimate, or...
Well, does everyone want to hide and one person who has the most life hit 255 in the little number thingy?
Who has the most vigor amongst them?
It is not me. I have 40.
Have Mr. Grabby and the Mushroom Dude do it.
Yes, I agree.
But what if Mr.
Do we
Krabby
have
dies?
them to actually hit the right numbers?
I was saying that as a joke because you guys have been throwing them under the bus this entire game, getting them lit on fire and cut in half by saw blades.
Alright, you guys, you hide, I'll do it.
Cool, I'm gonna go hide.
I volunteer. Okay.
Down here.
Caramel Kisses says, "No, Sugar Song, you're too young and cute for this. I'll do it," and does it. Because I feel like that's what Jason would do.
How many life points?
Look at you telling me to get out of here.
How many life points does Caramel Kisses have?
A decent number. I mean, all of you have a pretty good health pool, considering that you guys are 5th level.
I've only got 40 health points, and I know that Cinnamon Bubbles has
Caramel Kisses
70.
has 45.
Okay, Cinnamon Kisses should not be. Caramel Kisses should not be the one who does it. One of the Cinnamon twins should do it.
Too late! She does it anyway. She types in 2, 5, 5, and suddenly you hear a rumbling and a creaking, and the 2 huge doors in front of the pillar in the north end of the room slowly creak inward.
Ooh,
I did a thing, you guys!
You did great!
I did a thing, you guys! Did you see that? It worked!
Good job, Caramel Kisses!
Good job, Caramel!
And good job, Bubbles! That was so smart
I
of
can't
you!
believe that worked. Thank you!
Alright, so the door is now open, despite all appearances to the opposite.
What did you say?
The door is now open, despite all appearances to the opposite, which is a reference to the fact that the door still looks closed on the map. Also, the pony on the left, its eyes are no longer glowing red.
Woot! Okay, we're gonna, go in to the door.
So, you go into the door and you see arrayed before you an enormous underground cavern, water dripping from the roof. However, this seems to be in a much more stable condition than the area that dropped on your heads. And in front of you, you see a protected cove. And on the far end, with what little light still remains from the moon and stars, you can see an exit to the cave. Closer to you guys, running along from left to right and along either side of the cave, is a long stone pier, and docked on the right side is... let's see if I can move you over.
Light! I love it! Yay! I want it!
And immediately you see a spark of remembrance in Snazzy Cogsworth's eyes, and he goes, "Ah, finally, something I remember! Welcome, gentle ponies, to the SSBFF, the ship of the Pirate Lords."
Guys, it's mine. It's mine. I claim it. I'm captain.
I literally can't...
name!
There's only white.
No, zoom out and it's like a diagram of the ship.
Are you looking in the right spot, Wayne?
Ah, okay, here we go. Kill.
So you can see the ship there in front of you. If you guys want to, you can also go on board it. Would you like to?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Alright,
totally go on board.
allow me to drop your tokens.
On deck.
So, as you enter the ship, you can see that it is a very unusual ship and an amazingly good shape considering everything. So the main deck is in fact actually a grassy lawn with trees on it. On the right side, rather than stairs, there is a slide. On the left side, there are stairs going up to the second deck. I tried to label some of these things that are a little confusing. On the very far aft end of the ship, there's an observation room, and on the first floor, and on the second floor above that, there's actually a large bathhouse. Moving toward the front of the ship, right here on that tree, there is actually a tire swing hanging from one of the branches. This here is another mast. On either side, there are stairs going up, and you can see here the helm with the figurehead being there. And then there are several internal floors, so if you look here, you can see the general layout of the ship in profile, including the various internal floors.
Ooh.
As you explore the ship, down in the lower parts near the storage area, you notice that there is a suspicious number of large barrels.
I am gonna open a barrel.
I'm gonna open the barrel, see what's in it.
Alright, you open the barrel, and the unmistakable scent and fizzy sound of cola is present.
Ooh.
And Snazzy Cogsworth goes, you found the ship's fuel! You see, this ship is not at the mercy of the winds and waves like most you'll find upon the seas. It is actually capable of being powered by this cola, and depending on what gear you put it in, it is able to either fire off a coup de burst out the back, allowing it to travel very quickly for a short period of time, or it can be powered by large wheels on either side.
Ooh.
Additionally, there are some other features. I won't tell you about all of them just now because I have to save a few surprises, of course. But I will tell you there are some other vehicles involved in this ship rather than just the one.
Does it fly? Does it fly? Does it fly?
In certain circumstances, you can. However, that is not its normal mode of transportation, I'm afraid.
Guys, I love the ship. It's mine.
I do believe it is.
It's ours.
Yes, correct, little pony. This is the Pirate Lord's ship. It belongs to all of them together, and I would imagine that you have all pressed your hooves together into that book upstairs, meaning that your destinies are all now connected. You are the Pirate Lords.
Hey guys, I got a quick question. Where were we supposed to put that diamond thing?
Who are you asking that?
Everybody.
Oh. Well, Cogsworth doesn't know what you're talking about.
You're talking about the one that caused division?
No.
Yeah, the diamond. Like the whole reason we came to this island was to put a diamond on a thing to like save the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so, does somebody with a better memory want to actually remember what happened? So, it was not to say...
I remember?
Sure, that sounds very much in character for you. So, you know that actually it is not to save the world, it was a ceremony in remembrance of the Pirate Lords having saved the world. So,
Yeah, where was that supposed to happen?
The diamond basically is not that important. It's just a ceremonial thing. You can keep it.
Okay, I'm cool with that. My diamond now. Well, guys, where should we go?
I would remind you haven't finished exploring the island, though you are, of course, free to leave if that's what you want to do. We can pretty easily, with this ship, navigate even a storm like the one that's raging outside and return to... Where are you from? I actually haven't asked.
Horseshuga.
Ah, Horseshuga! Interesting.
Yes.
Are you
Good, guys.
familiar
I
with
love this ship,
Horseshuga?
and I'm going to stay here.
To a certain extent, I am familiar with Horseshuga. It's interesting that you hail from there.
I think we should finish exploring the island. Just in case there's anything else we might need to take along with us.
I think we should search the ship first, and then the...
Shirk?
Yeah, shirk. You know, search it. Shirk it.
Shirk the ship?
Yeah, shirk the ship.
Okay.
It's kind of like twerking, you know?
That sounds horrible.
Sounds painful.
Yeah, no, does not sound like a good idea.
Alright, let's search the ship and then search the island.
Okay.
So I go into the observation room.
Okay. From there, you can see you have a good view of the cave around you.
Who's got the far-seeing glass or the far glass?
You're in a cave. It's not gonna help.
It might be a magic far glass, and I could see hidden enchanted.
Well, I mean, it is a magic far glass, but
It
not
is
in
magic,
that way.
but not that way.
Oh. You know, Mama never taught us to read good, okay?
That's the opposite of true. Your characters are both like bookworms.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
just gonna stay, like, holding the, like, steering wheel, because I'm just in love with this ship.
I'm gonna look for the kitchen.
Alright, you find the kitchen. It is actually very well appointed. Pots and pans and various cooking utensils. They are all laid out very nicely. Whoever was here before clearly had a culinary inclination as well. However, the larder appears to be largely empty. You open it and there's a mouse chewing on like a beetle that scurries away immediately, and that's about it.
Wait, what was the mouse chewing on?
A beetle?
A beetle.
Like a cockroach beetle?
Like a little black-shelled beetle.
Is there a captain's quarter?
There is, even though it appears that there are actually 5 captain's quarters. There are 5 different rooms, all equally well appointed. They seem to be relatively cleaned out, as though the people who were there last knew that they were not going to return to the ship and had removed all of their personal belongings.
They got fired.
Yeah. I just want to point out before anything odd happens, I am not a cook. If I try to say that I can cook, somebody please correct me.
Wayne, read your character sheet. Or not your character sheet, your background. My point is actually that your background, one of your skills specifically calls out that you're good at cooking. You enjoy cooking and are good at it.
I have the cooking skill.
Yeah,
I don't have that in my skill list.
But you're actually good at it. Loves to bake for other people
cool.
and is actually good at it.
Right, cool. Alright. I can cook, so if that We don't want anybody ending up out there in the heat box.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to turn into that exact situation. You're going to you're going to have a secondary character that are going to go down in the bilge with two of the mean people. Never
Oh
come
no,
out
that's how
again.
Mr. Grabby gets it, isn't it?
That's right. He and Mr. Cogsworth go down in the bilge, and only Cogsworth returns.
So, can I pick a captain's quarters and just unload?
Yeah, you can pick one to be yours.
I want the one with the most windows.
They
No,
all.
I was picking them up.
Oh, picking them over. Okay. Yeah, no, there's not a whole lot in there. I mean, they're furnished, but unless you're planning on, like, taking seat cushions or bedding.
He takes a mattress.
Okay. Yeah, if he wants to carry a mattress around, that's gonna make his life kind of
You're
hard, though.
stealing a mattress.
No, I'm unloading myself into one of them, setting myself up a room.
Ah, okay. Which one are you
Not
taking?
pillaging it.
So they're all next to each other. So you have a choice of far left, second from the left, center, second from the right, or far right.
I want the ones all right.
Okay.
I claim far left.
Okay.
I'll be in the center. Then.
Okay.
It's not. No, it's not. Nope. Nobody loves you.
I'm not sure. Where are we looking at the beds?
So there is an area you can get to it through this door here that has 5 equally well appointed captain's quarters. There are other areas for various crew and sundry, but those would be the main bedrooms clearly intended for the people generally in charge. There are 5 of them. They are lined up, so that means that there is a choice of far left, second from the left, center, second from the right, and far right. The far right, far left, and center have already been claimed.
Okay, I'll take the one next to the far right.
Okay, so second from the right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then that would mean that Caramel is on the second from the left. Cool. There you go. You guys have rooms.
Is there any like libraries in the?
Yeah. Down toward the back of the ship in that area, not on top, so what you can see is the top deck, but if you look here, you can see that area from profile, and that room in there has, among other things, a library.
Cool. So I go into that room and I look.
It's a library. It's got a lot of books.
Yep, it has a whole bunch of books, many of them with various topics. There are histories, there are books of magic, there are books of locations, there are bestiaries, there are books on herbology and other various and sundry topics.
Are there any like books with maps of the island in them?
Yeah, you do actually find one that has various maps. You notice that it does not show Horseshuga anywhere nearby, which you would think, oh, that actually makes perfect sense because it floats around on a giant turtle, so it could be anywhere. But then a tiny, tiny, tiny little pinprick, and then in a big pink crayon, that tiny prick is circled with arrows pointing to it, and it says, "We live here!" Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, and then glitter is sprinkled on it.
Neat. Do I find anything of like immediate interest in the library?
Not particularly. You would, it's a library. There's a ton of books. Nothing is really drawing your attention. You kind of have to have a topic that you're looking for before it's terribly helpful.
Huh.
I continue to pet the helm.
Is it like on the previous Pirate Lords?
You kind of cut out a lot. All I got was there and previous Pirate Lords.
Is there any like books or like exposition on the previous Pirate Lord?
There are. In fact, there is a book with a history of the various Pirate Lords. You can see that it's actually only half written. The second half is completely white. But it lists various Pirate Lords, showing some of the more notable ones. One that you notice in particular, the name jumps out at you is Gold D. Roger. Commonly known as Gold Roger, probably one of the most famous pirates to ever live. Said to have hidden an incredible treasure deep within an almost entirely inaccessible region of the world that no one has been able to reach, but supposedly whoever reaches it will essentially take on that mantle and will be given wealth, power, and pretty much everything that one can achieve in this life. Additionally, reading through the others, you find the last listing just before yourselves, and you find 5 ponies. You see Golden Glade, Bumblebee, Winter Thorn, Moonstone Glow, and Daisy Petals. Some of those names should sound familiar to you given the notes that you found thus far on the island.
Alright, hold on. I gotta check my journal.
Now that definitely sound familiar. I remember Moonstone Glow. She's the one that blows things up.
Yep, and was the creator of Snazzy Cogsworth.
Yeah, that minor detail.
So about the Fantastic Treasure, is there any like maps or anywhere saying where that might be?
Where what might be?
The treasure. The treasure.
Nothing in particular. So you actually know the general area. It's called the Grand Line. It's an area of the world that is separated by long mountain chains and actually spans the entire circumference of the globe. There are only a few entrances to the Grand Line, and all of them are fraught with peril. However, the danger in crossing into the Grand Line is entirely dwarfed by the dangers on the Grand Line. It is generally the kind of thing that many pirates are drawn to, but very few ever survive the journey. Many of them settle somewhere along the journey, and only the most powerful and bravest of pirates can make it to the end of the Grand Line, and even out of all of those, none of them have thus far been able to find the treasure.
Hey, sounds like my kind of challenge.
Let's go there.
I will remind you there's a pressing matter of, the entire ocean draining into a giant sinkhole.
Oh, yeah. So then can I look at any books that would help with that?
Is there an echo for you, baby?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
Coming from his mic.
I can change to push to talk.
So there are a couple. So you notice in the histories that it seems kind of mostly what you already know, that this problem seems to come around every 255 years, but also every 255 years, a new set of pirate lords rise up to defeat whatever is causing them this what is known as the main drain, and save the world.
The main drain.
There's not a whole lot that you know beyond that, not without some very serious digging into the books. Nothing that a short scan would let you know. In fact, all of this that you've been doing would have taken up pretty much, like, what you found out so far would have been several hours worth of searching. So, while you and evidently Minty were searching, the rest of you guys head back inside to finish exploring the island? Question mark?
Works for me.
Alright.
What about you, Rebecca?
Sounds good. Although, yeah, I'll let my brother do the researching this time.
Wait, aren't you like more qualified with that?
You need the practice, baby brother.
And you're both pretty qualified. You know, it's hard to say who's more qualified, but both of you are certainly capable. This is your jam, is this sort of thing. Both of you are explorers and adventurers and collectors of rare documents and knickknacks. Alright, so you return to the island. You're back up in that front room. Hopefully you can see here. What is happening? There we go. You guys should be good. So you're back up in this room where you found the book. And I will again remind you that it sounded like y'all will need to go to Canterlantis. Does anybody know much about Canterlantis? So I'll just give you a brief overview of what everyone would know, and then of course you can research more. But basically, Canterlantis is the Atlantis of this setting, thus the name, and it is an ancient city said to be full of very highly progressed, technologically advanced civilization, which one day just simply disappeared into the ocean, never to be seen again. So that may actually be a bit of an issue for you guys if you need to travel there. However, Cinnamon's...
Is that what the hippogriffs are?
Is that where hypocrites are?
Hippogriffs.
No, hippogriffs would not live in Canterlantis. Hippogriffs are flying, so they would be up in the air.
Yeah.
Referring to the My Little Pony movie.
Yeah, in the My Little Pony movie, the hippogriffs moved underwater and became mermaids.
Huh, well, I did not see that movie, so... no idea what you're talking about. So then Cinnamon Star, you, though, do remember seeing possibly some references to Canterlantis when you were initially trying to work on translating the map that Caramel Kisses brought to you. So.
Am I gonna have to open it again?
I have no idea what you just said.
Am I gonna have to open it again?
Oh. At some point, yes, absolutely for certain. Yeah, so you guys are back in this room. What would you like to do?
Steal all of the books.
Okay. There are too many for you to carry in one load, so it will take you some time if you're planning on actually taking all of the books with you to another space.
We probably shouldn't take all. That's a lot of books. And we have a whole other quest that we need to do.
But I don't know which one of these books will have information that I'll need to finish the other quest.
Should we start cataloging them? Because if we should catalog them, then you should totally do that, and I'll make some cupcakes or something. So wait again, who all is here?
So the four of you: Sugar Song, Caramel Kisses, Cinnamon Star, and Snazzy Cogsworth. And I guess technically you're Monkey.
Players, it's just As far as players, it's just Rebecca and I, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Minty Chips is busy rubbing the stern of the ship, and I'm in the library of the ship.
She's rubbing what?
You know, like the stern, the helm. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the stern is in the back of the ship.
I'm like, she's rubbing the ship's bottom?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, dear. Sorry.
Okay, so would you guys like to go anywhere, or are you just gonna stand in this room and talk about stealing books?
I'm not
can't
entirely
go through the
clear on what
door.
we're
Alright, you are going to
trying
go
to
through this door
do.
over here. Why can't I... Oh, here we go. Is that it? No, that's not it.
I can't move Mr.
Oh, I'm
Grabby.
pressing the wrong button. That's been the problem. That makes a difference. Ta-da!
I can't move Mr. Grabby.
You should be able to, but it's possible you can't. Let's see.
Yeah.
Controlled by... I don't know why this is running so slow. Let me change this. Alright, Scallywag, there you go. You can now control him. Alright, so you can see in front of you a large, dilapidated room. It seems to be some sort of ancient hall of some sort. And pretty quickly you'll probably see something else up to the north. I mean, you should see it now.
It's a fungoid monster!
So yeah, up to the north you see an enormous green ooze, sprouting mushrooms and grass. Just kind of sitting there, bobbing gently in place. Just going bump, 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 bump.
Does it look friendly or deadly?
It looks as friendly as... I mean, you tell me how it looks.
It looks adorable!
So it spots you, and it goes, "Oh, ponies!" And kind of,
What did it say?
"Oh, ponies!"
Ah.
And kind of blurbs over. Blump, blump.
Womp womp.
Hello?
Hello, pony!
Who are you?
Me, Gerbers!
Hi, Gerbers! You seem friendly.
Me is. And then you will remember from before the note that you found in the tower said, "Extra special note, remember to feed Gerbers. She sure is getting big."
Oh.
I'm gonna feed Gerber's chicken nuggets.
It plunks into the side of Gerber's face and it just gets sucked in, and Gerber goes, "Nom nom 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 nom. Gerber's like."
Yell
I'm
about
gonna
getting
give it a
eaten.
cupcake.
So you're gonna throw a cupcake at it?
Yeah.
Okay, and it does pretty similar. It blurps and it gets sucked inside of its body, and he kind of like shakes and goes, and then goes, sugar, yum, and it starts bobbing faster than it was before.
How long have you been here?
Long think.
Do you think?
Sometimes think.
Good. Is there anything we need to know about this room?
Room old.
Is it collapsing old?
Gerber's confused.
Like, is it old enough it's going to fall in and break our heads?
Gerbers think probably not.
All
I'm
right.
gonna start looking through these jars and stuff in the corner.
Okay. They appear to have been supplies. However, they've gotten pretty old. There's a few things that you could probably still use, like the pony equivalent of like canned meat. But the majority of it is either just like turned to dust or seems to have been eaten by small creatures. I should turn off the cave noises.
I'm going to feed the canned meat to Gerbers.
Uh, okay, so you open the canned meat first, I would assume? Not just throw the can at him? I mean, or you could do that. I mean, it is a slime. He could probably eat canned meat.
I'm just gonna put the whole can on him because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure slimes can eat.
So you just like lay it down on one of the little bits that are kind of like sticking out toward the bottom, and then he just goes and sucks it up into the main center part of his body and goes, cans, hard, inside, nice.
I'm going to check out that urn looking, or that, I don't know, that thing that I'm standing next to.
Okay. Next to you is a large brazier. It is actually still filled with viable coal, so you could probably light that pretty easily.
All right. I'm going to light it with my torch,
All right.
and then we'll.
All right. Immediately it flares up into a nice little blaze, making the room feel comfier already. Of course, along to the right, you can see a series of doors. Having visited the ship, it actually feels very familiar. 5 doors, evenly aligned along the wall. And then below you to the south, you can see a small room with a door, and then along the wall, there are 2 more doors. One of which you've actually already visited because you've actually peeked your head through the door that comes from down by the workshop before deciding to return to the lower level. The other one
Cool.
presumably leads outside. And then
I tell the slime not to eat the fire, and then
Gerbers agree.
And then I had the rightmost room, right? Next to
No.
next to
Yes.
rightmost.
Second from the right, so you would be here. In the ship, anyway.
I peek in that door.
Alrighty. Boop. Now I'm pressing the right button. Things work so much better. Alright. You see a room filled with armor and tools. You have found a room. You don't know whose because you don't. But inside you find a few things of interest. You find bracers of armor +4, a +2 leaf armor, and a +1 returning rapier. None of which would be helpful to you.
Oh.
I mean, except
Okay.
maybe the bracers of armor, but really it's just clearly not gear that is in your roundhouse.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna carry it and say that could use it. Who would? I wonder.
The rapier, you would remember quite easily, is the favored weapon of Minty Chips. +2 leaf armor would be good for someone who can't wear heavy armor but needs some extra protection, for example, a Caramel Kisses. I mean, this is stuff you guys kind of need to figure out on your own.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna take it for the people who will need it. I figure we can just like hash out treasures later.
Okay.
I'm going to look in that bucket.
That was where you found the bracers of armor.
I'm going to look under the bed.
That is where you found the rapier.
I'm going to look under the pillow.
That is where you found a small feather.
Aw, I take that and I tickle Mr. Grabby with it.
Mr. Grabby starts doing monkey screams. Mr. Tries to slap your hooves away so you'll stop tickling him.
I check out this door.
Mr. Krabby.
Alright. So you can see inside, this room is a lot neater. Arrayed around, there appear to be the materials for making clothing. And you actually find silk worth 1,000 gold pieces and fancy dresses, which just happen to be the right size for all of you, including what's his face, Cinnamon Bubbles. Despite the fact that he may or may not actually want to wear a dress. But still, 5 fancy dresses that are a perfect fit.
So we take all of that. And
Does it match my eye?
Yes. Oh, it just happens to be perfect for each of you. So you guys are welcome to write descriptions of your dresses to kind of make them what you think your characters would want. So the door that you just opened opens to the outdoors. Immediately, rain, cold wind comes splashing through the opened door. But you can see to the outdoors around you. So all of the grass and stuff.
We've already been out there?
You sort of have, because you could see the outdoors and this building from the tower. But if you'd like to go outdoors and brave the weather, you're welcome to.
I'll save that for a little later. Come on, Cinnamon, let's check this out.
Alrighty. You see a bathroom, complete
Whoa.
with a tub. As you walk up to it, you can feel a comfortable warmth coming out of the water, and if you place a hoof in, you will actually find that it is magically heated. And also magically kept full, so if you were to ladle water out of it, it would stay at the same level.
Ooh.
I placed my whole body in the tub.
Okay. You feel a comfortable sense of warmth coming over your body as the weariness of your recent adventures and the bruises from your recent little run-in with the roof are kind of washed away in waves of soothing bathingness.
Mr. Grabby does a cannonball off the side and splashes water at
Monsters.
Come on, Mr. Grabby, get out of the water.
You hear Caramel Kisses calling to you all. She goes, "Hey guys, I found a note in this room here." Let me check which one it is. Should be this one. Yep. Showed all the players. Yep. Alright, would anyone like to read this? Can everybody see it?
Daisy Petal's note?
Yes.
The font is really small. Let's see if I can zoom it in.
Okay. Well, I can read it then. So it's Daisy Petal's note. Becoming a pirate lord has to be the best thing that ever happened to me. I used to be so shy that I couldn't even talk to any pony, but now that I have such good friends, I've really learned to come out of my shell. Winter, in particular, has been so nice to me and has always been patient. I know that I can always count on Golden to come through for me. She seems to be obsessed with herself and gathering riches, but when push comes to shove, I know that she cares more about her friends than she does cold hard gold. Moonstone can be a bit energetic at times, but she's still so much fun to be around. And of course, Bumble always has a kind word and a gentle hug to give. I really do have the best friends. I hope we can keep going on adventures forever. Signed, Daisy Petals. So now,
Aw, that's so sweet.
all of the names from the list of previous people should be able to see it. And there is also a Seeker's Sight found in the room.
What does that do?
That is there's a description of the thing. Well, anyway, what it can do is it says this sight. Oh, that's what it is. It is a sight for a firearm. For example, a pistol or a rifle that a certain pony might use. This sight can be attached to a single two-handed firearm. When this is done, the sight becomes part of the weapon, but can be removed from that weapon with a full round action. A firearm wielder using a firearm that has this sight can choose to spend a full round action to either locate an invisible creature within the line of sight or make a single shot that ignores the invisibility of a creature that she knows is in the area. So, that is...
Do I have a rifle?
if you don't, you could get one.
Cool. Where do I get one?
At a store.
Or
You'll
if we find
probably-
one somewhere, but
Yeah, unless you find one, it's probably going to be something you'll need to purchase back at Horseshuga.
Could, maybe keep that scope aside for a certain marksman pony.
Yeah. Speaking of, you guys should figure out who's getting which of these pieces of gear so that you can update your sheets as we're going along. Or we can do it after the session. It's up to y'all.
I was thinking after the session.
Cool. All right.
Isn't Rebecca a marksman?
No.
Look, she has guns. Oh, who
I'm an
has
alchemist.
guns?
I do. That's
The
why I'm
other,
looking for the scope.
the other Cinnamon.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Snazzy Cogsworth opens the next door and goes, "Oh, I found rather the jackpot!" And he comes out carrying a large can of oil and begins to immediately oil up all of his moving parts.
I'm gonna check out the room he just
Look,
came out of.
look, I found another mushroom!
So you say that and you run up and you grab it. It is a plush, but it is just as cute as Salt and Pepper. However, this one is a stuffed animal.
It's yours now?
Additionally, you find a lot of stuff in that room.
Oh
So you
my.
find alchemical ingredients, a mobile alchemist's station, 3 potions of bark skin 4, 2 potions of blur,
Ooh.
2 potions of dark vision, 1 potion of levitate, 10 potions of mage armor, 2 potions of reduced person, and 8 potions of water breathing.
Holy guacamole.
And being an alchemist, Cinnamon Star, this would definitely be your forte. Especially the mobile alchemist station could come in quite handy.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna check out that last room.
Alrighty. So you open the door,
Aye.
and are immediately your senses are assaulted with a glittering panacea of glory. So inside you find 5,000 gold pieces, a diamond worth a lot of money, 10,000 gold pieces to be specific, and 2+2 daggers.
Ooh. I'm going to pretend to be a duck and jump into the pile of.
All right. Roll jump.
Is there such a thing?
I feel like there's a jump skill. I think it's just athletics.
Acrobatics?
Yes, thank you. Still trying to use Call of Cthulhu terms. But yes, roll acrobatics. All right, you jump extremely high and land face first in the pile, attempting to do a dive, and you take 13 points of damage to your face because it's gold.
I rolled so high, I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna be fine." What's that thing in the bottom corner?
Bottom right. It is a broken statue. You can see the face seems to have broken off due to age, but it seems to be a statue of a very self-important looking pony.
So that's probably Golden's room.
That is a very keen observation. In fact, if you piece together the clues, you should be able to figure out whose room all of these are.
Well, the room that Rebecca's character is in is probably Moonstone's.
Yep.
And then this room here, what was in there?
The middle room, there was a note,
Yeah.
and it has the name of the room's owner on it.
Which I've already forgotten.
Well, it's in your journal. That's why it's there, so you don't forget it.
Daisy Petals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that leaves just 2 more rooms. So the only 2 ponies left are Winterthorn and Bumblebee.
I'm guessing that Bumblebee is the room with the dresses.
Yep, you got it, which leaves the last one to be Winterthorn.
Cool.
Nice. All right, I think this is actually a good place to wrap up. So let's go ahead and who should go first? You guys haven't had anything to do in a while because you've been either hugging a steering wheel or reading some books. So why don't we go with Minty Chips? What have you learned?
Minty Chips has learned that crocodiles are not necessarily evil. They can be adorable as well.
Okay. Good lesson. And then Cinnamon Bubbles.
Steve Irwin lives. That's what I've learned.
That is not an actual thing that you have learned.
He lives in the form of my crocodile.
So is that what you're going to name it, Steve Irwin?
Yes.
Okay. But that's still not a thing that you've learned.
Fine. Let me think. I learned about pirates.
Okay, what did you learn about pirates? I
learned that there is a ton of gold and treasure, and a very exciting journey ahead. And reading is good.
Yeah, Gold D. Roger and his treasure that was that is somewhere at the end of the Grand Line. Is that what you're referencing?
Yes,
All
exactly.
Right.
Stay
There
in
you
school,
go.
kids. Keep reading.
So then, let's do Cinnamon Star next. What have you learned?
My amusing thing that I learned is that you don't take baths with monkeys. It's annoying. And the serious thing is we learned more about the characteristics of each of the previous pirate lords.
Yeah. In fact, if you could put together, so there are 5 different. So each of the pirates' lords represents a specific element of friendship, and there are 5 of them. They are love, joy, loyalty, respect, and kindness. And it is possible, though it would be difficult with what you know so far, to put together who is which of these. But a more important question is, who are each of you? Which element do each of you represent? Because you do represent a specific element, and that will become important. So yeah, that's a good one. And then finally, what has Sugar Song learned?
I've learned not to jump face first into gold because gold is hard.
Yeah? Anything else?
I've learned who each of these rooms belong to.
That was actually pretty good. I'll give you that one, because you did actually get all of them right. First try. So yeah, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, Caramel Kisses was not able to join us today, so I'm not going to try to come up with something for them. So we'll just wrap up now. Thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you guys all in the next game. Bye-bye!
Bye!
Bye!